Hello and welcome to another PowerMaths lesson. Today we're going to be thinking about how many minutes there are in an hour and how we can describe times using hours and minutes. But let's get going with our Flashback 4 to get started. Here's today's Flashback 4 then, so you know what to do by now. Have a go, click pause here and click play when you're ready to go through the answers. Okay, let's have a look at these answers then. Question 1, what time is shown on the clock? And the answer is 7:45. We've got 15 minutes or quarter of an hour until 8 o'clock. Question 2, the owl is to the left of the fox. Question 3, you had to use the less than, greater than or equal symbol to compare the lengths. Half of 20, which is 10, is less than or smaller than 12. And lastly, question 4, what is double 12? And the answer is 24. Let's move on then and have a look at today's PowerMaths. Here we are then with today's Discover. Now if you have a look at the picture, you can see that we've got 3 children here, Tom, Eva and Anya, and they're taking part in a fun run. Eva says, it took me 1 hour and 10 minutes last year, and Anya says, it took me 55 minutes. Oh, she looks out of breath. Question 1 today says Malik also ran the race. He took 80 minutes. How many hours and minutes did he take? And part B says who took longer out of Eva and Anya? Okay, some things to consider before you have a go. How many minutes are in an hour? If you don't know this straight away, how could you count in fives to find out? And think about how many minutes did Eva take altogether. So I'll leave that all there for you. Click pause and click play when you're ready to go through our share and think about our Walt and Wilfs for the day. Let's have a think about our Walt and Wilf and share some answers. Today's Walt, to use hours and minutes to describe time. And our Wilfs today are to know how many minutes there are in an hour, to be able to change a duration, so that's an amount of time, in minutes into hours and minutes, and to be able to draw a bar model representation, which is something we've had lots of practice doing. Okay, so let's think about question 1 then. Now we found out that Malik took 80 minutes to run the race, but we were asked to work out how many hours and minutes this is. So let's have a look what Sparks is saying up here. There are 60 minutes in 1 hour. And Dexter is saying that he's going to use this to help find the time Malik took in hours and minutes. So looking at the clock, you know that the minute hand travels round the clock and each number represents 5 more minutes past an hour. And if we keep going all the way round, you'll see that if we count up in fives, to go all the way round, we need to move 60 minutes. So how can we work out how many hours and minutes Malik took? Well, have a look down here. Overall, we've got 80 minutes, and you can see that this has been represented in words and with our tens and ones apparatus. 80 is 8/10. Now, if we know that 1 hour is 60 minutes, then we can take 6 of these tens and put them in this part. That's 1 hour or 60 minutes. And we're going to have 20 minutes remaining. You can see this represented really nicely here in a bar model as well. 80 is made up of 60 and 20. So 80 minutes is the same as 1 hour, that's this 60 minutes over here, and 20 minutes. So we can say that Malik took 1 hour and 20 minutes. Let's have a think about part B then. We were asked who took longer, Eva or Anya? Now, Anya took 55 minutes and Eva took 1 hour and 10 minutes. Now at the moment, Anya's time is in minutes, whereas Eva's time is in hours and minutes. It would be easier to compare the measurements if they both had the same units. So have a think about how we can represent them again. Let's see if we can turn Eva's duration, 1 hour and 10 minutes, into just minutes. So have a look here. We've got 1 hour, we know that's made up of 60 minutes, and 10 minutes. You can see again these have been represented with our tens and ones. So 60 minutes, which is an hour, and 10 minutes altogether makes 70 minutes. So Eva took 70 minutes. So now we can compare them really easily, can't we? Because Eva took 70 minutes and Anya took 55 minutes. So who took longer? Well, Eva took longer because 70 minutes is longer than 55 minutes. Okay, let's think together then. So I'd like you to have a go at all of the questions today, but we're going to work through them step by step. Now, things to remember when you're doing these questions: remember how many minutes are in an hour. It's 60 minutes. And remember that you can draw a bar model or a part whole model to help you as well. This first one is super easy, so I'll just do this one. 1 hour is the same as how many minutes? Well, say it to yourself. How many? That's right, 60 minutes. So 1 hour is the same as 60 minutes. That's really important to remember. Have a go at this next one then. 1 hour and 5 minutes is the same as how many minutes? Have a look at our tens and ones to help you here. Have a look at the clocks as well. Click pause and have a go at that one. Did you get an answer? It's the same as 65 minutes because 1 hour is 60 minutes and then we've just got an extra 5 minutes on the end. And here they are, the 60 minutes and 5 more minutes on the end. Let's have a look at question 2 then. Something hours and something minutes is the same as something minutes. Ooh, okay, so we need to look at the clocks to help us here. So have a look at these two clocks. How many hours is this showing? How many minutes is this showing? And see if you can fill in those missing boxes. Click pause and have a go now. Let's have a look then. Well, this first clock is 1 whole hour. And over here we know that this is quarter of an hour, which is 15 minutes. So 1 hour and 15 minutes is the same as, well, now we need to know how many there are altogether. So if we do 60, add 15 more, we get 75. So 1 hour and 15 minutes is the same as 75 minutes. Okay, time for the challenge. So today's challenge says this. What is 95 minutes written in hours and minutes? And Astrid has helpfully reminded us that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. And she thinks that you need to work out how many more minutes are left to get to 95. So have a go at filling in this part whole model and filling in these boxes. 95 minutes is the same as how many hours and how many minutes. Click pause here and have a go. Let's have a look at this one then. We're trying to describe 95 minutes in hours and minutes. So one of our parts in our part whole needs to be 60 minutes or 1 hour, and we're trying to find out what the other part is as well, so that we can work out that it's 1 hour and how many minutes. And this part here is 35 minutes because 60 at 35 makes 95. So 95 minutes is the same as 1 hour and 35 minutes. Okay, time for you to have a go in your practice books. Today you are working on page 67, and as usual, there are some extension questions coming up afterwards. Hopefully you've enjoyed working through your practice book. I've just noticed that my picture of the practice book has gone missing. I hope your practice book hasn't gone missing. Let's have a think about an extension question to finish our lesson then. Today's question, true or false? There are 4 half an hours in 2 hours. And here you've got a helpful bar model to help you. 1 hour is the same as 60 minutes, and half of an hour is the same as 30 minutes. So have a think about that, click pause and click play when you have your answer. Okay, the answer to this one was true. There are 2 half an hours in 1 hour, so there are 4 half an hours in 2 hours. Now that's quite tricky when you read it out, but if you have a look at the bar model down here, it's really clear. Here are your 2 hours, and each hour is made up of 2 half an hours. Well done today, we'll finish things there. Well done on finishing another lesson. Miss Rachel is going to be finishing off the rest of this topic with you, and I'll see you for the next one after that soon.